back to Warframe, and today we're doing a review on the weapon called the Euphona Prime, and I've had a lot of fun with this thing. I got it, 2 days ago, and I put Warframe into it, and it is very fun weapon. This weapon has a lot of upsides. Firstly, it's kind of unique in the way that there's a primary fire with your regular trigger button. However, there's also an alternate fire, which is a shotgun mode, so like that. So you can see one bullet, multiple pellets. And we'll get more into the details of that. But I want to talk about this weapon first. So ignore the ringer and Kuros. So the Euphona Prime comes with 3 V polarities at base, which is amazing. And before you criticize my build, I understand there are better builds, and you should not do one build for both modes of the gun. I will explain that in a little bit. So I have Barreled Fusion and Hornet Strike and Lethal Torrent for damage, Heated Charge and Convulsion for radiation damage, Concussion Rounds for extra impact damage because it is an impact weapon, Slip Magazine for magazine capacity bringing it from 5 to 7, and Critical Chance, which brings it up to 66%. Now, I gotta say, this thing is the most fun to just one-shot absolutely everything that comes in your way. Let me pull up one of these guys at level, let's try 35. It's not this is not an uncommon enemy. And let's go up here. Run up. Oop. I missed. Yeah, so it does a lot of damage. Let me try and do that again, see if we can get a better result out of that. Let's try this. There we go. So yeah, a one-shot headshot. I think those were 988 criticals there. However, the alternate mode is also equally powerful in that. Oop, not quite. And he's bleeding and gone. Or she. Forgot the heavy gunners were female. Now that doesn't do as much damage. However, the alternate fire mode in certain situations. So here, for example, radiation, bleeding, and gone. But if you use this against other enemies, this can be impressive. So if I pull up a equally leveled Corpus Tech, this should, if I'm not mistaken, kind of just shred. Hello. Goodbye. Yeah, so it turned him into 2. So yeah, you can see it kind of does work. However, there is a catch. So both fire modes are powerful, as you saw. However, this weapon has different things you need to account for with both fire modes. I'll do the primary fire first. In that one, this weapon has the rounds are not hit scan. They take a while to hit. So if I aim at this line here, it hits below the line and the bullets fall. So if I want to hit this guy in the head, you have to kind of hit him above. You have to aim above his head and then you hit him. So that's the one thing you have to account for with the primary fire, which is that the rounds do have travel time and they do fall. The other thing you need to account for is this. So if I went up to this, no. Let's use the Corpus Tech as a better example. As you saw with the Corpus Tech, if I run up to him and just blast him, he dies instantly, of course. But there is a massive thing you need to take into account, which is that this weapon has the secondary fire mode has insane damage fall off. So if I'm over here, you're getting 1s and 5s off of this enemy, and the closer I get, the more damage I do. You have to take that into major account. I have very little health because Corpus Tech use Supras. You have to take that into account, because if you want to go into a high risk situation, you cannot use that secondary fire mode. It is not possible for you to use that secondary fire mode and get out of it in a perfect situation. So if I pull up something, let's try gunners, like this guy. So as you see, we went up to him and bam, one shot with the alternate, right? And this guy doesn't do as much damage, so we should be good to stand in front of him for a little while longer. Spawn him again. If we're over here, this is negligible damage. And as you can see, the closer we get, there's 4s, 8s. There's some 12s. Okay, now that was the business. So the damage fall off is significant. If I try and aim at him, if I try and aim at that same enemy from back here, this is you're getting very, very small damage. So those are the things you need to take into account, which is why people have 2 different builds for each fire mode, which I haven't done. I kind of thought, you know, I didn't want to put that much effort into it, and I do use this fire mode the most anyway. So if I wanted to use this weapon at the highest range, I could just use this weapon and bam, one shot. So I'm showing corrupted corpus and Grenier, but if I pull up one of these guys, it's not even funny. You just kind of bam. And then even from those longer ranges with the secondary fire, you're still kind of shredding. Can you not pull me in? I'm trying to shoot you from a distance. There we go. Yeah, so the infested are just kind of a joke. Even if this thing is impact based, or is this impact based? Yeah, even if it is impact based, it still does kind of what you'd expect from against a infested enemy, so it doesn't really matter. But you have to keep those things in mind. If I were to pull out something like, let's say, the Vacor Murloc, which I guess is a fair comparison because of the if you want to say the similar firing style, if you wish, the lever action thing from over here. This is hit scan, so this will hit from a longer range and exactly where you're aiming. However, it does do less damage by quite a bit. As you can see, I'm only doing around 700 damage with that versus the Euphona Primes. 7,000 with the other one. No, I meant 1,700. If I pull up the Lex Prime, which should also be very powerful, right? It's known for being powerful, right? This is still 3, 1. So, yeah. So the conclusion is, use the Euphona Prime with very, very high levels of care. I want to actually test this out against the Pandero as well, which I haven't done yet. So like that, and hello. 1, 2, 3. Come on, aim. Aim. Well, no. Okay, well, I can't aim. So yeah, and this also does have an alternate fire, but comparing the 2 alternate fires is ridiculous, because, I mean, that works from almost any range. If I try and do the same thing from over here, it'll probably hit him and probably do some big damage, so, like, it for sure does more damage than it was doing on the Euphona's alternate fire. Yeah, you see that. But, anyway, the weapon review for the Pandora comes later. But, so, my thoughts on the Euphona Prime. Get it. It is Mastery Rank 14. You have to keep that in mind. That's the one annoyance of the Euphona Prime, is that it is Mastery Rank 14. So, you have to think about that. But, overall, very, very, very fun weapon. I want to see how far we can go. It is definitely worth your buy, especially if you're trying to get the parts, because by now the Banshee Prime is already gone and come and gone. So yeah, the parts should be relatively easy to find. I've gotten a couple of Euphona Prime blueprints in a row, which are you know, fun, of course. So that's gonna be it for the video, guys. If you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment down below. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Go ahead and tell me if you guys would have done anything different with the build on Euphona Prime. I'm not gonna try and do 2 builds just because I don't want to, really. Yeah, see, that's shotgun mode. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. You can do this, but it is so fast that it's not really worth it. So yeah, you can try it if you want, but it's not easy.